Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Troubled, issue number 1. Now, Troubled was meant to be Marvel's attempt to get back into romance comics that screwed up due to the writing of Mark Millar, the same guy who wrote Ultimate X-Men, Superman Adventures, and now wrote Trouble. Now, Trouble in my opinion is like one man's bad fan fiction. It's not as great and not as good. So the cover you have two young models, which I'm presumably are about 17 or 18, done by a French photographer. And it starts off how a father is talking to his son Richie, who is meant to be Richie Parker, saying, "Well, I gotta say, Richie, you sure put a beautiful shine on this old Mustang, son. But you really think that engine's gonna take you all the way out to the Hamptons? Huh, Pops, that engine could take us to the moon and back. Since I fixed it up, I learned a few tricks from the best. You know what I'm saying, man." And you've got Mary's mum, who looks like a transgendered person, saying, "Oh, Mary, why do you have to go all the way just to make bed and serve dinner and pick up after people too lazy to pick up after themselves? Because working at the resort means getting paid and having a vacation at the same time, Mum. Besides, we're going to be waiting tables, not dancing on them." When you think about it, I guess she's just wanting to know, but when you think about it, if this is going to be a job and they're going to get paid, that's kind of a good thing. And so you have Ben saying, "Hey, come on, Ma. It's not like we're going to Vietnam or anything. It's a summer job. The worst thing that's gonna happen up there is a lousy tip. You just be careful, Ben. Honey, just promise me you'll stay away from alcohol, cigarettes, and all those terrible feet and loose women in that place." And so we have Mary's dad, who says that he's called the priest and all everything else. In other words, they're mainly meant to be a Catholic family of sorts. And Richie's like, "Take it easy, Pop. Ben's guy, worst case scenario is he comes home with a 6-foot Swedish guy with a secret crush on Pop." You hear that, Ben? You hear what your brother just said? I swear to God, that boy's so funny, he should be on TV. That wasn't really funny, that's just a really poor joke. And so, just to say, you leave. Mary finds out that May's got a bottle of booze, which they take for celebration, and they're like, "Hell, that's one great kid we've raised there, huh?" "No, honey, that's 2 great kids we've raised there." Now, when you think about it, I guess he's just trying to say is, remember we have 2, but seriously, it's like he favors Richie more than Ben. That's really bad parenting. And so they may say, "Giving home a long way, baby. Besides, how are 2 hot chicks supposed to toast in the summer where everything happens to them?" Okay, that kind of sounds a bit wrong. And when you think about it, these 2 people are just seeing 2 underage girls drinking. Shouldn't they tell the bus to stop, or, I don't know, take it from them? And so we have May writing in her diary and talking about how it's stupid to keep a diary, everything's all bad idea, and that it's going to be the last time she's going to be doing it. And we're introduced to the resort where it says, "Troubled, Part 1, the summer everyone lost it." And so you have a guy called Peter Howard Shelby, which I'm guessing Peter Parker was named after this little guy. And he's like, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Howard Shelby, and this is my great pleasure to welcome you to the staff of the Hamptons." And they point out how, like, him and his wife have hosted with people with the royal family, also prime ministers and presidents. And like, in 30 years experience in these various forms of hotel management, I've learnt there are incredibly in other words, please keep your John promises safely in your trousers. Do I make myself clear? And so, like, Richie makes a joke, which causes Mary to laugh, saying, "Sorry, Mr. Shelby." Now, I don't think anyone laughs when they do that. That looks like a really post thing. And so he points out that he's in his little black book now, and that they're going to work them so hard that it's going to be chaos. And so you have Peter's wife saying, "Come along, girls. Just because we're in a holiday resort doesn't mean you have to live around the sun all day long." Now, this does remind me a bit of Stoked. It's kids going to a hotel to clean up and all that stuff. And I like how May's only response saying, "Let's go to the Hamptons," he says. "It's a perfect place to meet a guy," he says. And so you have a so you have May as a waitress, where this lady showed to be a bit inconsiderate, saying, "Waitress, could you settle an argument for us, waitress? My friends and I were wondering if English was your first language or your second, darling." And I pointed out how she screwed up the order, and you have Richard working as a chef. Yeah, you question what happened to the chef. I mean, there should be other staff members. I'm guessing the chef is around somewhere, but is trusting Richard to do the cooking. And May is like, "The way they talk to you when you're serving food, it's like the Middle Ages or something. I honestly don't know how you guys can keep a smile on your face. Waiter, where the hell's that pork chop and relish? I'm fading away to a matchstick. Come here and you little Inguranus." And so Ben gives them the special sauce. In other words, spit. And like, "Oh yes, we do, little lady. One sizzling pork chop and relish coming right up." It's like, "Congratulations, son. And only 20 minutes later than schedule, huh? You drive out and slaughtered the animal or something?" "No, just took time to apply the extra relish, Mr. Bear. Consul." And so afterwards, Ben and Richie are talking. Even Ben pointed out how a box of his condoms had just expired. Yeah, when you think about it, are these guys seriously obsessed with sex? I mean, seriously. This is like watching a poor man's fanfiction. And he's like, "Yep, we're hoping you lack redheads." "What are you talking about? I thought May would have been more your scene, Richie." And so he says that he's got to leave him some action. And meanwhile, on the dance floor, they're like, "You know you're gonna get us fired if you keep dancing like this, Richie. Isn't there a sign up somewhere where saying that we have to stand 6 feet apart?" And so they dance on the dance floor. And Ben shows up with 7-Ups, and May having her own bottle of vodka. Yeah, I question how a young redhead can afford it. I mean, I guess she probably swiped it from the liquor cabinet in the hotel. So they go out skinny dipping in the river, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is about the greatest thing that ever happened to me, man. This is how one of those Emil movies kicked off." And so they're like, "There's something swimming around my ankle, May. There's something touching my feet down there. Oh my god, get out of the water. Get out of the water." And it's Jason, which is actually Ben Parker saying, "Ben, you jerk. Seriously, how do you lift someone up like that? I mean, wouldn't you just try to have them a heavy weight or something?" And they're like, "Benjamin, Richard, is that you out there?" And so Peter manages to look around. yeah, doesn't, and is apparently deaf, so he can't hear the footsteps of the people running off. And just then his wife shows up, and which he puts himself in an awkward position. And also Richard and, Ben and May joke around about it outside, and making out scenes. And like, oh god, we shouldn't be doing this yet. Oh, for God's sakes, what the hell's up with the zipper? And so, like, May and Richard do the smart thing and don't get involved yet. But, meanwhile, Ben and May decide to do it, and like, face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. So, that's the story. What I think of Troubled. This isn't one of the best stories I think there is out there. Why? The characters seem out of place, everything seems like a poor man's fanfiction, and it just kind of betrays them as horny teenagers. So in general, thumbs down. This isn't one of the best first issues, and there's going to be more. I asked a guy called Pip, who runs a comic book store with one of my friends, and I got I got 3 of them for 50p, which he says he's been using for paperweight, but I'm going to be getting them today, so let's hope they're still there. Comic Reviewer here, signing out.